Hi guys, I'm Sean. This is Alyssa. Gus is right here, and this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily. And we are back with a reaction to something that you guys have been asking for a long time.
Some of you may not know me because if we have new subscribers,
you maybe haven't seen much of Alyssa lately.
My name is Alyssa,
and every so often you can expect to see Alyssa doing a reaction or, something else on this channel. But primarily, I'm going to be steering the ship, guys, because Alyssa is working on a super secret project that we'll talk about in another video.
Oh, it's secret? Okay, yeah, you'll have to tune in to our channel update video.
That's right, folks. But we're going to jump right into this one, which is what is Sikhism? I feel like I've been at a tremendous disadvantage following the farmers' protest because I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm honest about it at least. But basically, we started a reaction channel. We made some friends in the Punjab region. The farmers' protest has been happening. You guys sent me information and I'm doing my best to catch up. But I don't really know a lot about Sikhism, despite the fact that I grew up in a community with plenty of, with a Sikh community. I still don't know a whole lot. And I'm kind of embarrassed about it.
I don't either. So the farmers are primarily Sikh farmers, depending because of the region that they happen to sort of be in as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, I think this is going to sort of fill in some of the gaps for me. So
I don't know too much. I know that men wear turbans, but it's not a full requirement either.
Yeah, there's definitely
different sectors, maybe.
Well, I think there's different sort of maybe levels of commitment, if you will. I'm not really sure, but I think this video is probably gonna fill in all the blanks for us. So let's jump right into it. So this is called "What Is Sikhism" by Cogito, and like I said, you guys have been asking for this one for a long time. I've been looking forward to it.
Video is made possible thanks to Audible.
Oh.
Visit audible.com/Cogito.
Yeah, thank you, Cogito.
Do 500.
Make sure to support these guys.
We both have Audible.
Trial.
That's right.
This is the Harry Mandir, the world's largest free kitchen. It serves free vegetarian food to about 100,000 people every day. Wow. It's also the holiest site in Sikhism, the fifth largest and youngest of the world religions. A religion that preaches about
the fifth largest.
But second youngest?
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
Judaism is on this chart is the youngest.
No, I think no. That's followers in millions. Yeah, so it's not the.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, the Judaism is.
Oh, you got
quite old, right?
Should I tell you now or at the end of the video that you got something in your teeth?
Hey, where?
All right, let's see. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough.
Ew!
Oh my god, it's like a big black thing.
Do you have to be so rough about it?
Well, I want to get out of there.
Peace and the equality of humankind, but also asks its followers to carry swords.
Yes, so, I know about the sword carrying.
What do they believe, and why does everyone
I like that guy in the middle.
For Muslims? Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I was actually seeing a thing really quickly before I got into this that apparently 70% of people in the United States don't know what Sikhism is. So I feel actually really privileged to know what it is and to have grown up in a community with a strong Sikh presence.
In Islam, I don't think men necessarily, they don't wear turbans in Islam. They just maybe wear like head covering, but I don't know if that's necessarily,
really sure.
I don't know if it's even necessarily a religious thing or just a sort of common cultural clothing choice.
I guess we're about to find out because apparently people are confusing the two quite a bit here. Yeah.
Great song.
Sikhism originated in the Punjab area of India and Pakistan 500 years ago. The Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, is one of the most historically and culturally...
God, I don't want to pause it, but okay. There's a Punjab region of Pakistani as well? Or is it like a divided...
I think we're going to have to sort of take this all in and then ask the questions sort of afterwards.
Is on Earth. This was the home of one of the world's earliest civilizations, the Indus Valley Civilization. Persians, Greeks, Central Asians, Mughals, British, and others have all invaded here. I meant
Muggles?
Mughals invaded.
From Harry Potter. You probably don't know because you didn't watch Harry Potter.
Jainism and a handful of other faiths have all left their mark on the region.
That was because that was the swastika symbol and the one thing because they stole it from a different symbol.
The diverse
And they
culture of the
tarnish the
Punjab
shit
has
out of it.
heavily influenced the Sikhs. Today, there are about 25 million Sikhs. They make up about 2
Have I been saying it wrong my whole life by
What?
saying Sikhs? I know that some of you guys, a couple of you have weighed in and said that I maybe needed to work on my pronunciation. Is it because he's saying it differently? He's saying Sikhs.
Sikhism.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to work on this one, guys.
We'll have to just keep hearing him say it. Maybe we'll catch on.
2% of India's population, but about 60% of the Punjabs. The Sikh diaspora is spread out across the world, with concentrations in the UK, Canada, the US, East Africa, Australia, and Malaysia. Sikhs, interestingly enough, make up about 1.5% of Canada's population, which is second only to India. The word Sikh means learner. Sikhs call their religion Sikhi, Gursikhi, and Gurmat. You can't really understand the Sikhs without understanding their relationship with gurus.
Yeah.
The word guru means a
I've been really looking forward to this. Someone was telling me that I definitely, check into all the gurus, he said, but definitely the 9th and 10th one, because he was pretty excited about that.
teacher or spiritual guide. The guru teaches and the Sikh learns. The Sikhs follow the teachings of 10 succeeding gurus that have shaped Sikhism. The first and most important guru is Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism. Born in 1469 CE near what
Someone
is today
mentioned
Lahore,
him to me
Pakistan.
in a comment.
Nanak was seen as spectacle.
Yeah, Guru Nanak.
Yeah.
Definitely heard a lot of that. And I've also heard of good people in our very community doing work under that name, so they're acknowledging their guru and doing a lot of great charity work.
I'm wondering how these gurus they're not like necessarily chosen. I think they just sort of like arise from the religion.
So we're about to find out,
It's not like designated.
And why only 10? Why not 11 or 12? Let's find out here.
Even as a child, as a baby, he was said to have had the laugh of an adult man. Here comes the bird. As a teenager, he preferred to listen to Hindu saints and Sufi Muslim preachers rather than his own parents. As an adult, Nanak would settle in Sultanpur, where he worked for the government. The actions of his fellow government officials and the rich and powerful disgusted him as they exploited ordinary working people. And he hated the caste divisions that he saw all around him. One day, while bathing in a river near Sultanpur, Nanak had a miraculous experience. He was swept up into God's court. Oh, wow. God spoke to him. Nanak reappeared 3 days later, declaring, there is no Hindu and there is no Muslim. There was only God. Wow. This was a message inspired.
I'm curious to when you have those, I've heard of people having these experiences. Like no one was really there. Like to him, maybe it felt like 3 days. But maybe he ended up going back in the same moment that he left and he learned all these things and then he just went back into that moment or something.
Gosh, I don't know, but I'm kind of wondering if he had maybe a significant other at home who was like, where is he? He should have been home by now. And then 3 days later, he walks in with this revelation.
His experience with God, one that spoke in favor of the equality of humankind and against caste, ethnic and religious divisions. Nanak would later say, accept all humans as your equals and let them be your only sect. 9 human gurus followed Nanak, all preaching the same message of one God and the equality of humankind. 2 fundamental events that shaped Sikh history was the martyrdom of 2 gurus. The first was the 5th guru, Guru Arjan,
I think the 9th.
who was roasted alive by
Oh
the
my
Mughal Emperor
God.
Jahan. The next martyr will be the 9th guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur. He was beheaded by the Mughals while
No
attempting
fear in
to
his
defend
eyes, though.
the
What would be worse? Being roasted alive? Obviously roasted.
Brutal either way, but clearly.
Yeah, obviously brutal.
Yeah, geez. Wow.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, he seems pretty serene in his final moments, that's for sure.
God.
religious rites of Hindus. His son, Guru Gobind Rai, the 10th and final human guru, started a new Sikh community called the Khalsa.
Wait, did we go
and
through all of them
ended the
already?
line of human gurus by making
That
the
was
Guru
fast.
Granth Sahib, the Sikh holy book, the last living guru. We'll take a closer look at both of these in a bit. So with that brief history out of the way, let's take a look.
I'm really.
Little sticker on his shirt looks like gas.
I know. Hey, this is totally appropriate. I'm looking forward to taking more of a look at this holy book.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
this is-
Lots to dig into.
Sort of a Bible type of.
That's the sense I'm getting. It's their spiritual book. So yeah.
Or beliefs of Sikhism. One God. The Sikh holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib's opening sentence is just 2 words. Ik Onkar. There is only one God. Nanak made sure it was clear that the focus was on one. Ik doesn't just mean one, it is literally the numeral 1. One God is by far the most important belief in Sikhism. This may not be the kind of God you're used to though. Sikhs believe in a formless, genderless, universal God beyond description. This God is all of reality and is within everything.
That's like what I believe.
Yeah,
this is so interesting.
I know, hey?
Because in lots of other religions, like Christianity per se, they think it's like a dude with a big gray sort of beard. It's kind of like humanized a lot. And this is like formal. Yeah, and then it's genderized too. It's like, why does it have to be a dude?
And now I think there's progressive Christians that have sort of evolving views on that, but this is very much more so in line with the way that I view sort of spirituality and the bigger picture. So this is really neat.
Yeah.
They believe no idol or image could ever represent
Was that Kelly Clarkson?
I think it was.
Just randomly.
Ankar to represent it instead. Many Sikhs refer to this one God by the name Way Guru, Wondrous Lord. Guru Nanak and his followers constantly emphasized that this one could be understood in many different ways. No religion had a monopoly on the truth. Nanak's one could be known as Vishnu, Allah, the Tao.
Oh, so they
Yahweh,
are actually
the
considered and
algorithm.
respectful of other religions. They're not like, our
Minecraft.
God's the God and your God's not. Because in other religions, like if you compare the scriptures, it's like, aren't we talking about the same guy here? Or
I don't know.
The same embodying
What I'm hearing is
one?
there's different pathways to the Almighty here. So this is an interesting
It's interesting though,
approach for
but
sure.
they're like, yeah, no, it's represented. Yeah, it's instead of being like, no, our God's the right one. It's actually just accepting all the other gods and the other religions.
Them or any
Seems.
other name or belief.
Well, I would say that not so much maybe accepting other gods, but seeing
Sort
that
of.
they're pointing to all the same God.
Yeah, like Allah's also the one.
There was no
and then
need to fight
God
over
is the
whose
one.
God was the true
See?
God,
Yeah.
as they were all
See?
the same one.
Yeah.
Recognize all mankind, whether Muslim or Hindu, as one. The same God is the creator and nourisher of all. Recognize no distinctions among them. The temple and the mosque are the same, so are Hindu worship and Muslim prayer. Human beings are all one. Guru Gobind Singh.
Wise
The lack
man.
of gender for this one God means that there is no difference between men and women in Sikhism. Sikhism was among the first major world religions to make the radical suggestion that maybe, just maybe, women are people too. Women in Sikhism have fought battles,
I'm a
led
people.
religious services,
Wow.
and even acted as some of the longest reigning
Okay, I didn't know that they fought battles.
The women.
leaders
Yeah.
of the entire community. Sikhism
That's
isn't based
cool.
on doing things to get into some heaven.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to. I'd be like, the guys can do that and risk their lives.
You would also, I assume you'd also have that ability as well too in this culture. Yes.
Hell is just life on earth, which your soul is constantly reborn into after you die, which is pretty dark. You see, Sikhs believe in reincarnation and karma,
So I
similar
believe
to
in.
Buddhists, Hindus and Jains. But Sikhs believe that karma is modified by God, as in, karma might decide what life you're born into, but God makes sure that anyone can become a good person in their lifetime if they try. The goal of Sikh life is to break free from the cycle of rebirth by merging your soul back into God's soul.
What? This is all just like spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally just like new age spiritualism.
Well, I mean, this was a lot before that was happening.
Yeah, but
so.
currently what's going on in the spiritual community, it's like, oh yeah, we're all this like split consciousness trying to like merge back into one thing. And it's interesting.
So Sikhism did it first.
It just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Well, because other religions too, they're like, yeah, men are better. And it's just like such stupid, like old beliefs and stuff. And
It feels
so
very
it's
progressive,
awesome.
doesn't it?
It's,
Very
it's such a
modern, very
progressive religion for being sort of older. And I think Buddhism is probably similar. It's very similar. Buddhism is.
I don't know.
probably-
We'll have to have some of the commenters weigh in. I'm sure that
Besides-
there's overlap for sure.
Besides seeing this, Buddhism was probably the religion I could like relate to the most, I guess, but I'm not a religious person anymore. So yeah, I don't really slot myself into a box, but this one's like really resonating with me.
Does this by realizing that you are already a part of God. You just need to let go of your ego.
Exactly.
Emerges back into
This is
God.
really good.
This is called mukti, which is similar to Hinduism's moksha and means liberation. When you remerge, your soul is released from the cycle of rebirth and death and becomes infinite, timeless, and blissful. This
Hey.
is the closest thing Sikhs have to heaven.
I feel like we just keep reliving these lives till we're
Maya.
merged. That's what I believe.
It's interesting because I've been hearing similar perspectives from actually the counselor that I'm working with now. He follows a different faith, but there's definitely commonalities here.
Sikhs believe that God is and created reality. But we forget this because humans are distracted by illusion or Maya, which is anything that takes your mind off God. Maya keeps people trapped in the cycle of rebirth and death. Guru Nanak thought that Maya
kinda like
is
the
the
ego.
wall between people and God. The wall of Maya is built with the 5 thieves: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and pride. It is the duty of all Sikhs to avoid these thieves. The 5 thieves are caused by how my, literally I, myself. How my makes people say, I am this, I am that, and it separates you from others, which blocks you from realizing
It's
your
identifying with things, right?
Focusing maybe on the separation or the things that separate you instead of the things that bring you together.
Yeah.
oneness with God. This ego causes people to live only for themselves, to spew negativity, and to crave power and wealth. Such a person is called munmuk, facing towards desires. Guru Nanak saw the world's problems as the negative effects of ego. Hindu versus Muslim, Israeli versus Palestinian, sitting down wipers versus standing up wipers.
I wonder what
just the right amount of humor, right?
How did he come to that decision? There's like so many other, metaphors or analogies or whatever he could have.
I mean, I know me personally, I've sort of evolved. I used to be a wiper who stood up, and now I'm a wiper that is all right just sitting down and taking care of business, right, guys?
It's harder.
All right,
I'm a stander.
Let's move on.
All of these conflicts are caused by ego and Maya. The Guru Granth Sahib said it is not religion or race, but it is wealth that divides brothers. But Guru Nanak taught that there was an other direction people could face. By being a spiritual person, practicing compassion, truth, contentment, humility, and love, and meditating on God, you could instead become Gurmukh.
It's so universal. Sorry, guys, I'm cutting stuff off here, but it's like the things that you need to follow. It's not sort of, as far as I can tell, attached to sort of a specific dogma. It's like people can interpret what maybe humility means to them and practice that. Of course, I could be totally wrong. We still have a few more minutes to go.
It's the real things that are important and matter, and it's reflection within yourself, not like all these rules like don't do this, don't do that, you're not supposed to do that, like some other religions have. So
Facing towards the Guru. How does one become Gurmukh and egoless? Well, Sikhism offers a path to follow that can help, called the 3 pillars. I
could use this.
The 3 pillars are 1. Nam Japo, which is meditation on God and the reciting and chanting of God's name, Way Guru. This is normally done in the morning and before bed. This isn't supposed to just be some mindless ritual either.
That's interesting because that's actually what my counselor was telling me to do, was to meditate.
Yeah,
and so
morning and night.
And it's, you know what, guys, it's if it's not a practice that you've developed, it's difficult to meditate twice a day. I mean, when you wake up, you're tired, you want your cup of coffee.
I got to get back into it because I was doing a yoga thing, but then they got shut down because of COVID. So I haven't really been meditating since.
This is a good reminder. Yeah.
Sikhs are supposed to genuinely reflect on the qualities of God as they do this. 2. Kirat Karni, working hard and making an honest living. Guru Nanak said, only he who earns his living by the sweat of his brow and shares his earnings with others has discovered the path of righteousness. 3.
Like mowing lawns.
This is sharing the fruits of your labour with others, providing free food and donating to the community. The Sikh tradition of a
So it seems the opposite of capitalism. Not making billions and billions and then hoarding it
I
think the rest of the population. That's what it seems like, which is awesome.
It sort of can fit within a system like that. The difference is, instead of your goal being to gather as much as you can by being rich, it's to make some money and share it.
Sharing the success.
Yeah, the more money you make, the more good you can do.
There's like gazillionaires that don't use there's no way they would ever be able to even spend
all their money. Yeah.
And then they just hoard it from everyone. It's like, come on, guys.
So I've been learning a lot about this langar. And so, believe it or not, these poor Sikh protesters were being basically... the police were firing tear gas at them. They were firing water cannons. And what did these Sikh gentlemen and women do? Well, they decided to feed them free food. The police officers that had just...
they fed the police officers?
That's right. So you actually see this footage of these police officers being fed.
After they were they hitting them with batons and stuff? Or was it tear
As I
gas?
understand it, all of the above. And but it's such a strong part of their faith that it doesn't matter who you are, they're going to feed you.
Our langar at the Gurdwaras is a part of Wand Chakna. The langar, or communal free
Langar.
kitchen
I'm pronouncing
inside of the
everything
Sikh
wrong.
Gurdwara, which is their equivalent of a mosque or church, is open to all who visit, regardless of caste, faith, or gender. These serve vegetarian food to all, not because Sikhs have to be vegetarian, but simply because that means all people of all diets can partake.
Wow.
So if you want to taste typical Punjabi food, just go visit a Gurdwara. In Guru
So it's
Nanak's time,
vegetarian so everyone can enjoy it in
Yeah.
case people are vegetarian? If you're vegan, unfortunately. If you have any really specific...
I'm sure, you know what,
food
honestly,
preferences.
as you say that, you know, what I get the sense of dealing with many Sikh people or sick people is that they'll try and bend to whatever it is that you have a challenge with because they're just such good people, right?
Yeah.
The idea of different castes sitting together on the floor and eating side by side was a revolutionary act. Famously, the Mughal Emperor Akbar visited Guru Arjan, and the Guru would not meet with him until he partook in a langar, which the emperor did, sitting side by side with peasants. Guru
langar.
Nanak claimed an
Nice.
enlightened person are those who view everyone equally, like the heir touching the king and beggar alike.
Wow.
Another vital part of Sikhism that isn't one of the three pillars is seva, which is selfless service. Through service to their community, Sikhs can become more humble and overcome their ego. Seva can include cleaning up the Gurdwara, preparing food, or cleaning dishes in the langar, or it can include volunteering, building things for your community, or subscribing and ringing the notification bell on educational YouTube channels.
That's right, guys.
In God's name, honest work and sharing, along with selfless service and avoiding the five thieves, a person can rid themselves of egoism and be released from the cycle of rebirth and death. 4. The Khalsa. Guru Gobind Rai was the son of the 9th Guru, Teg Bahadur, who was beheaded by the Mughals and his body was abandoned by his Sikh entourage. They fled easily because no one could recognize them. So, Guru Gobind decided to give Sikhs a distinct look from now on so that they would always be compelled to uphold Sikh values.
Wow.
So, in 1699, Guru Gobind brought his Sikhs together at Anandapur. After their morning prayer, he stood in front of a huge crowd and demanded a human sacrifice. The shocked crowd was silent for a while before one Sikh rose up and entered the Guru's tent. The Guru followed him in, and then the Guru comes out with blood on his sword. He demands another sacrifice. Another Sikh offers himself
my
and
gosh.
enters the tent. Again,
This is crazy.
A guru did this?
Well, let's...
I think he's not actually killing them.
Well,
But that's such a eerie, grim trick if that's what he was doing.
Well, I
Seeing
think-
if they were willing to die.
Well, let's find out. I think there was definitely a value or a moral that was being taught here.
only the Guru comes back out of the tent, bloody sword in hand. Again, another sacrifice.
And then people were wanting to do it.
But that just
still
goes to show you how
after.
strong their faith was, right? That they are willing to sacrifice themselves in this way.
This whole scenario seems to be completely against all Sikh values.
Let's
Or
find
Sikh.
out. I have a feeling there might be a twist here, Alyssa.
Well, yeah, I know, but
And again, and finally, after the 5th sacrifice, the Guru re-emerges with the 5 Sikhs all wearing saffron-coloured robes. The Guru declares that these...
that's intense.
Wow. And it's interesting because they've now identified as basically as spiritual and adherent to the faith as you can. They were literally ready to die for it. And so I'm wondering if he's anointed them in a special way. Let's find out here.
are the Panj Pyarang, the 5 beloved ones. They would form the centre of a new Sikh community called the Khalsa. He offered them Amrit, a bowl of sweetened water, and all 5 who belonged to different caste groups drank the Amrit from the same bowl, which would have been a huge deal back then. This signified they had joined a new casteless family, the Khalsa. Each of these volunteers had to leave behind their old surnames or caste names and adopt the same
Kardashian.
That was their old name, right? We're going to get a new one.
surname, Singh, which comes from the Sanskrit word Simba, meaning lion. I know, right? It has no relation to the Bantu word Simba, which also means lion. It's just a weird coincidence, which is great. The guru then begged the 5 beloved ones to let him join their Khalsa.
Wow.
They offered him the Amrit, and the guru became Guru Gobind Singh. Women were admitted to the Khalsa the same way as men.
That's why a lot of people with the last name Singh, it is like a Sikh thing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a universal. All males are Singh and all females are Kar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't reset our timer.
It's all right. I think we got enough for the rest of this video here.
Hopefully.
After drinking the Amrit, they received the surname Kaur, meaning princess.
Kaur. See,
The Khalsa gave this
is there one word I'm pronouncing right? Could you guys let me know in the comments? Have I been pronouncing any of the words right?
Sikhs a new unified identity, tied together as one family with one name, without caste, with the goal of defending the weak and promoting justice.
like a oneness.
Today, many Sikhs still
I'm just interested though. It's interesting how they still had a different name for females.
Yeah, but it's a
'Cause we're all
unifying name. Yeah.
Yeah.
ceremony and take the surnames Singh and Kaur.
Kaur.
The Khalsa were also given new
Well, I guess it's sort of like divine masculine, divine feminine.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get into spiritual types of
Yeah,
things.
I think
right?
it sort of is
There's
highlighting certain qualities in the male and
there's
female.
still an acknowledgement of male and female or whatever.
included the wearing of the Panj Kakar, or the 5 Ks. The first was Kes, which is uncut hair to represent discipline. The second was Karga, a small comb in the hair.
Okay.
The third was a Kirpan, a sword to uphold justice and protect the weak, which is nowadays usually a small sword. It is importantly not an offensive weapon, and the Sikh Code of Conduct claims it can only be used to destroy tyrants and oppressors. It must not be used for anything else. The fourth is Kakahira.
Because as I understand it, Sikh people can actually bring a kirpan on an airplane.
flight?
And that just shows you how much respect people have for that community. That's
Just to play devil's advocate, if someone wanted to do harm and had bad intentions, they could pose as a sick person. Couldn't they just say I'm sick and then be like, I'm allowed to carry this knife?
I'd actually,
You don't want people to abuse the system, but it could happen. But I guess so far it hasn't.
Sure,
so-
anything could happen, right? But
Yeah.
so we've got the 4 different things here. I'm wondering what the 5th one is. I'm not so sure here.
Fitting boxer shorts.
I didn't know about the underwear.
Sexual restraint. And the 5th is Kara, a steel
Wait,
bracelet.
did he say something about sexual restraint?
I don't think so, but we can hear that
Thought he
again.
did.
Kind of loose-fitting boxer shorts to represent sexual restraint.
Oh, there you go.
Is Kara, a
See?
steel bracelet. Its circular shape represents the infinity of God. Interestingly, the turban is not one of the 5 Ks. Instead, it's worn to
What?
cover the Sikh's long, uncut hair. The Kes. Turbans have become essential to Sikh identity and hold very special significance to them. Chances are, if you see someone wearing a turban, the vast majority of the time, that person will be a Sikh, not a Muslim. 5. The Guru Granth Sahib. The Guru Granth Sahib is the holy book of the Sikhs. It contains the teachings of the Gurus and acts as a spiritual guide for Sikhs around the world. It is probably one of the only holy books that contains not only the writings of the religion's founders written by themselves rather than after their death,
Wow.
but also the
That's
writing
awesome.
of people from other religions. The writings of Muslims
Wow.
and Hindus can be found throughout,
Oh.
along with references to Judaism, Buddhism, and Christianity. Before his
Interesting.
death in 1708, the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, ended the line of human gurus by bestowing guruship on the Adi Granth, turning it into the Guru Granth Sahib, making it similar to both the Bible and Quran and a living prophet at the same time. To break down the name, the word guru means guru, Granth means book, and Sahib means Lord.
Okay.
Since that moment, the Guru Granth Sahib has been revered as the current living guru. It is treated with extreme respect and care. Oddly
So the
enough,
book is treated as the living guru?
Yeah, it's sort of the distilled wisdom, as I understand it, of these 10 gurus, as well as
Interesting.
other spiritual leaders from
Yeah.
other faiths, even.
Wow.
The Granth is not only read, but sung. It's made up of thousands of hymns. Sikhs don't have mass or service, but a kirtan, meaning communal singing. Normally, these are set to classical Indian music.
So you're saying services or
Yeah, so I wonder
singing?
if they go to the Sikh
Gurdwaras.
temple, is that what they're doing?
Gather at Gurdwaras, a word meaning doorway to the Guru. A Gurdwara is only a Gurdwara because it has a copy of the Guru Granth Sahib in it. Men and women of all castes and social standing gather there to join in prayer, singing and eating. This is where you'll find the langar. Anyone can visit a Gurdwara and partake in the service and meal. You only need to follow basic etiquette. Cover your head, remove your shoes, wash your hands as you enter, and do your best not to bring any drugs or tobacco inside. The most important
rules.
Gurdwara in the world is the Hari Mandir, or Golden Temple, in Amritsar, India. In 1604, Guru Arjan completed work on the
Beautiful
Golden Temple
temple.
and had the Guru Granth Sahib installed inside it. As a gesture of religious tolerance, Guru Arjan invited the Muslim Mian Mir to lay the foundation stone of the Golden Temple.
Oh,
the temple
wow.
has 4 doors opening on all 4 sides to show the openness to all cultures and peoples. But on the inside, only 1 door leads to the inner sanctum, indicating that all paths and
Lead
beliefs
to
eventually
converge into the
lead
one.
to the one
Yeah.
God.
That's interesting. That lady who was Muslim was a part in laying down the, like there is like similarities. I guess it's almost like a crossing overs of religions.
Well, I think what it was
because
is
in the book there's teachings from, he said, Judaism and Islam and like other religions in their actual book.
the sense I'm getting is it was just sort of a profound respect for humanity. So I'm not sure how much overlap there was between the various doctrines and this and that and the other, but they were 2 human beings who were all sort of one and the same. And it seems like Sikhism really recognizes and acknowledges this.
I also believe in like a difference between teachings of people that were considered to be, what is it called? Like the Messiah, like what was Jesus?
What would you
considered
call them?
A Messiah?
Yeah, a Messiah.
Or a guru or whoever. Like
Yeah.
there's those teachings, and then some religions manipulate the teachings, or they're mistranslated, or it was interesting how they're like, this book is actually in their actual words.
Yeah,
So
that to me
it's
is
like-
just fascinating.
Yeah, I think sometimes religions, it's like there were these teachings, and then you have this
They get co-opted.
group of people, that decide what. But those original teachings, I feel like, are quite like pure.
and then they sort of bestowed
Yeah.
that authority upon the book itself.
So I think they're sort of gathering other gurus, if you will, or Messiah, like, Jesus's teachings, what his teachings were. Like they're probably incorporating other teachings.
that's I don't know. You guys will have to let us know.
The Golden Temple is the most visited place in the world, with around 6 million visitors.
Would have never
each year.
guessed that.
The langar at the Golden Temple serves
how
a free
often?
meal
6
to
million a year.
100,000 people each day, making it the world's largest free serving kitchen, all run and staffed by volunteers.
Unreal.
And the waiting list to volunteer in the Golden Temple has hundreds of thousands of names on it.
That's
The
crazy.
people on that list will be waiting for a long time. A good way for them to pass the time productively would be to listen to audiobooks over on.
They got to make like another temple to just have another.
They're going to be making
volunteer
food and nobody's
experience.
going to be there to eat it. They're going to have fed the whole world at that point.
While researching this video, I listened to Sikhism, a very short introduction by Eleanor Nesbitt, which is an excellent bite-sized introduction to Sikhism. Stated in
This is a
very
good recommendation because I have an
language for
Audible
people that are
account
completely
and I want to learn more. So this is like a
And
2
if
in
you
1
wanna
here.
go
Yeah.
right to the source, Audible even has the complete 90+ hour Guru Granth Sahib also available.
Wait, does it only cost 1 credit?
Yeah, I think so.
Does it?
That is one hell of a value. One
That
credit
is a
for
deal.
a 90 something hour book.
Basically, you pay $15 a month for us Canadian for 1 credit, which is like any book you want. And some books you might as well just buy. If a book's only $11, then you just don't use your credit on it. You're better off kind of buying. that book
buy it outright.
because it's cheaper than the credit. But like, that's so long, 92 hours. Usually a book is like, I don't know, they range from like 5 to 10
20 hours or something like that. But this is so that we got to check that out.
That
for
would
sure.
take a while to get through that one.
Audible makes it easier than ever
Is it
to fit
translated
audiobooks
to
into your
English,
schedule.
I'm sure?
Whether you're commuting,
hopefully.
cooking, or if you're like me, pumping hot iron
sure.
at the gym, you can be listening to some of the best audiobooks available.
Just like
even
me.
offline with apps on iPhone, iPad,
sure.
Android,
Into it.
Of
and
course.
Windows phones. Being able to listen to audiobooks while doing otherwise boring tasks has made me look forward to getting stuck in traffic. And now that we've entered a new year,
I love Audible.
is offering a new deal to help you start off right. Audible is issuing a New Year challenge. Finish 3 audiobooks by March 3rd and get $20.
Now, does it count if you just like fast forward through it? Just want to get that credit.
Can't
Audible
you?
members can
It's
choose
not gonna be able to
3
tell, is it?
titles every month.
Well, it's kind of unfair though for some, because if you get that 92-hour book, it's going to take you 92 hours to get through one book. So
Yeah, that's
Audible originals that you can't hear anywhere else. You can easily exchange any audiobook you don't like, and audiobooks will stay in your library forever.
Can you
even if
exchange
cancel.
it? Wait, how?
Start listening with a 30-day.
that'll be another
If I've-
conversation for another time.
if I've read, can't I just bust through? Can't I keep like exchanging them? Couldn't I read a book? Oh, I'm gonna trade it. Read it.
I guess
trade
if
it.
you were a horrible person, you could do that.
But that's like a library, and who cares? Because you're still paying. It's just a subscription basis, right? It's just like, oh, I don't get to keep the book, and once I read something, I don't care to keep it. So
Well, there you go. I think you found
I
a
found
loophole
the
here.
loophole, the Audible
Audible
loophole.
trial and get 3 audiobooks
Don't do that, folks.
absolutely free. Visit audible.com
Why not?
/COGITO or text
Not doing anything that
COGITO
they didn't make
to 500
available to us to do.
So you can start your year off right by listening to some of their personal fitness or self-improvement.
Well, there's one I
audiobooks.
picked that
Or
I'm
you can
kind
be
of
like me
over at
and
this
dive
point
into
that I haven't even
analects of
started.
Confucius.
All right, okay, we're learning about the Sikh faith here, not talking about how
No,
you're going to
we're
rip off
not.
Audible.
It's a commercial.
Okay.
Well, no, I got one about like Melania Trump. It's like me and Melania. It's like her friend that she kind of screwed over or something apparently. And I got it when I was just like getting into all this stuff. And now I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Can I trade that? I haven't started it yet.
Not in this house, because I am an
What?
honest gentleman and I'm not going to allow
But
that
they
to
let
happen.
you do that. I haven't read it yet. Why would they care? I'm just trading my credit. I still won credit. I didn't read it.
All right, well, that might work
But I
then.
love. Don't you judge me. Elizabeth Gilbert has woven a beautiful emotional tapestry, and it's fantastic. And you can listen to all these and more easily by going to audible.com/Cogito or texting Cogito to 500 to start your free 30-day Audible trial.
How could you
while
afford
also
not to,
helping
guys?
Support the channel. So those are the basics of Sikhism. It isn't even
Oh, look at that doggo.
everything.
Look at
I
the
probably
sloth.
only covered about 1%.
Why is there sloth
One video
there?
simply can't cover everything.
Yeah.
I wanna
Religions
know.
are too diverse, too deep, and mean too many different things to different people. But learning even the basics of anything that millions of people deeply care about
I know. Hey,
gives
how-
you insight into our fellow.
Once again, I'm so embarrassed. How did it take me so long? I'm just glad that we finally got here with your guys'
Well,
help.
it's because we liked sort of, I don't know, with other things, like say it's artists, like, we're reacting to songs of different like artists. We would rather hear interesting fun facts and things from the audience than like do all of our research and then try to be like experts on the subject. It's like, oh, it's funner to get people to
It's been
weigh
just
in.
awesome learning from you guys.
Yeah.
And this is just another piece of the puzzle here. So I'm loving it.
Humans' worldview, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can find all the sources used in the description. If you like this content, please subscribe. And if you
Cool.
have any questions, leave them below.
A lot of
and
good
I'll
ways
answer
to
them in the
support this
comment response
content
video.
creator.
If you're interested in supporting the channel, there are links to my Patreon and my t-shirt store also in the
Okay.
description. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And,
Well, let's
shout
let this run out. So he's got some patrons there that he's recognizing. Very
and
cool.
shout out to, again,
Cogito.
Cogito.
Very cool. So now, you know what? I don't think we've ever really gone wrong. You guys always suggest good content for us to check out. And that was yet another example of that. I'm feeling really sheepish because I realize I've been mispronouncing like every single word related to
Sikhism.
Sikhism. It's gonna. You probably saw me throughout that video evolve from Sikh to Sikh. So I'm gonna do my best, guys. But I am gonna slip up. So you're gonna have to sort of remind me down there in the comments. But I enjoyed it a whole lot.
How would you like it if I called UCN?
Yeah, I know.
Because that's how his name's spelled. It's
It's
actually
spelled S-E-A-N. Yeah,
What if I was like,
exactly. Well, I get. We got to
Such
teach
a
people a little bit how to spell our names, because we see all sorts of different versions of Sean and Alyssa. But you know what? It's okay as long as we see our names. We're very happy with that. So
instead of just like,
hey, you, yeah,
yeah,
But,
the girl.
the girl. That's right. So
her,
if you guys want to keep on keeping on with us as we sort of move down this Sikhism rabbit hole,
keep on keeping on with Gus.
That's right. Well, then click that subscribe button. Click the little bell icon. Choose all from the drop-down menu so you can get updated every time we upload a new video.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below.
That's right, guys.
We'd like to know.
What's sort of the next step from here? That's my question, because we've got sort of the 40,000 foot overview. Where do we go from here, and can we share it with you guys? Because we'd love to do that. So this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily. IRH signing off.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.